first. And that's it. Sounds, if you got that situation right now, then in other words, please nobody use your emergency fund for this. Okay, this is not an emergency for you. But good stuff. So yeah, Tim, talk through. We get the question of like, do we do payments? Okay, Tim, just talk us through that briefly.
Yeah. So there is nothing more important to us as an organization than integrity. And one of the big things is we absolutely do not support payments around here. And now we're not talking about like you have a monthly electricity bill. That's an access fee that you're doing month over month. You're paying for something on a monthly basis because you're using it a month at a time. That's very, very different. We don't do payment plans. And so for this, if you're not ready for it today, that's okay. We're not going anywhere. We're not going to disappear off the face of the planet. We've been training and developing coaches here for almost a quarter of a century. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to be here for a while. So if you need to save up your money for a bit, that's fine. If this is for you, like that's part of that passion point is figuring out how are you going to make this happen. Now, sometimes we get the question of, well, should I do this while I'm in step 2? Right? Every additional dollar should be going towards that in step 2, right? Can I do this in step 2? Here's what I'd say to you if you're in step 2, maybe.
Tell them what you did because you're talking from experience.
Yeah. So when my wife and I were going through step 2, and I wanted to take this on, I was already working as a counselor and wanted to expand into different areas. And we were working this process and become fans of Dave Ramsey. And so I approached my wife and said, hey, are you okay with me slowing down our progress for a little bit to speed up? I would like to invest this amount of money instead of paying off our debt this month. I want to take this amount of money and put it into this training. And I want to go make this happen. And she said, if you can make it happen, I laid out my plan and said, this is how we're going to do this. And she said, all right, let's give it a shot. So I jumped in my car with no functioning air conditioning in July and drove to Nashville with no air conditioning in July. Came through the training, went home, started coaching people immediately and busted my tail and created a full-time coaching practice out of that in less than a year. And I was able to make that money back. We actually sped up significantly our debt snowball on getting out of debt. So if this is going to be a thing that allows you to speed up and get out of debt faster, then talk to your accountability partner, your spouse if you're married, accountability partner outside of you if you're not, and say, this is what I'm willing to do. But if you're looking at this, you're like, hey, we're on step to be out of baby step 2 by like Valentine's Day. Y'all, knock it out. Get after that baby step 2, finish that thing off, and then come chat with us again. Because y'all, this is what it's all about. This is about your progress and being able to share that with other people. Yeah. So if this is going to slow you down, it's okay. Wait, if this is going to help you speed up, if you're going to put in the work to get there, we'd love to see you in here.
Yep, that's what Tyler just said. We've had a bunch of you guys jump in already. Amy and Tyler and Martin and Michael and Sean, who we talked to. That's awesome. Lynn Ann and Becky and Mabel. So, but Tyler said this will progress our baby step 2. It's a great thing there. I wanted to talk to specifically to Kat, just to speak to you directly right now. Kat says, what if I can't afford $845 right now? I'm a stay-at-home mom, married to a service member whose pay has been erroneously augmented since June. Basically, your income is in flux and you're trying to stay afloat right now. So, Kat, I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. And I would say that for that situation, you guys got to focus on steadying the ship. And this is not an emergency. And so we'll be around to train you. We're not going anywhere. We've been doing this for a long time. But it sounds like the focus right now for in that situation is to stabilize the ship. And so do that. There's no emergency here to start coaching if you're trying to figure out how do we keep food on the table, stuff like that. Make that the focus right now. So I'm sorry you're going through that, but that's what I would say to that. I want to talk to Elsa. Elsa, if you can talk, give me raise your hand for me. I thought you asked a really good question in the chat. So,
hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for being here. Where are you joining us from today?
From Texas, Dallas, Texas.
All right. My brother lives in Carrollton, just right north of you.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yes.
Now I'm thinking about brisket. Okay, that's tell you what.
Oh, that's what I had for dinner Christmas Eve.
Jeremy,
No,
don't lie. You were
rub it
already
in.
thinking about brisket. You never stop thinking about
Don't
brisket.
rub it in. Okay.
Exactly.
So, Elsa, is it okay if I read your question to everybody?
Sure.
Okay, and then we're going to talk through it. So, Elsa said, what kind of experience or prior knowledge do you need to become successful after this training, and how difficult is it? Wonderful question, Elsa. So, can I ask you a few questions, Elsa?
Sure. Yes.
What's got you looking at becoming a coach in the first place?
Okay. So I recently was kind of forced to retire about 6 months ago. I wasn't ready to retire at that time, but I've always had this type of attitude. And people have told me that I have an educator's attitude, where even at my previous job, what I did was educate people on their benefits, because I was in human resources and benefits administrator. So everybody that I spoke to always said, you're so patient. You should be a teacher. You should do this. And I've heard Dave Ramsey say over and over and over again, if you've got an educator heart, then this is something for you. And I did go through the baby steps. I did pay off my mortgage, luckily, right before I was let go. And because I wasn't ready to retire yet, I'm looking for something to do on my own here at home. And because I do tend to lean on educating people. I was also in mortgages for a while back. In 2008 is when I switched over, and then I started working for the church, nonprofit. And I don't know, I guess maybe it's just in my heart.
Okay, I heard several things there. You enjoy working.
Yes.
I heard that serving people is important to you.
Yes.
And then you've done well with finances yourself.
Somewhat until I was forced to retire, because of course I'm not counting on that $80,000 a year salary. So it's just kind
but
of.
also most people, when they're in that situation, like you said, you have a paid off house. Is that right?
Right. I just paid it off. Right, maybe the month or second month after I was let go.
And so most people, when they get laid off like that or have a forced retirement, there's this panic of like, we have a house and we're going to lose it. And they're like, it's a massively different situation. And you've put yourself in a position to where the impact, it's not nothing, but it's far less consequential because of everything you've done leading up to this point. You've put yourself in a really good spot. So when I say done well financially, that's what I mean. You've made good choices. You've been diligent, right?
Right. Yes. I paid attention to Dave Ramsey. I followed him.
You've been diligent. You've been wise, not perfect because you're a human.
Exactly.
You've been wise. And you have a passion to serve. You enjoy working and you enjoy educating people.
Correct.
Okay. So what's your big, your question was like
how difficult is it? I'm just wondering how intense is it going to be? I mean, would we be learning about investment options? Would we be learning about, I don't know. I know the budget part is very, very important.
So
and
also
like you said, the mindset. Yes.
So here's the thing. Financial advisors focus on people's money's behavior. So a financial advisor is going to get into the investing and whether this fund or this fund and jump into all that stuff. Whereas the financial advisor focuses on money's behavior, financial coaches focus on people's behaviors with money.
Okay.
So our job as a coach is to challenge those mindsets. Our job as a coach is to challenge what people think they know. And when someone says, well, I think I should invest in this, great. Why? So I don't spend any time with my clients talking about whether or not they should invest in Bitcoin. They shouldn't. But whether or not they should invest in Bitcoin, when someone says, I really think that Bitcoin or Dogecoin or, pick whatever thing you want to go with here is a great idea. Great. Why is it a great idea? And then I start poking holes at, what if this doesn't work? And what if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't fall into place? And pretty soon they don't want to invest in a garbage investment anymore. But I'm not giving specific investment advice. I'm not saying get into this or get out of this, because that's not my role as a coach. And so much of what we focus on throughout this training and throughout being a coach is it's not about what you know. And in fact, I'm a firm believer I can coach somebody who knows more about a subject than me, because it's not about what I know. And especially you talk about having this heart of a teacher, this educator mindset. The best teachers aren't great teachers because of the knowledge they impart to their students, but because of how they help the student figure out what level of knowledge they already have and can continue to grow with.
I see.
Albert Einstein had teachers that were not great for him because they were so focused on getting him to do things their way. If Albert Einstein had been trained the way that he should have been, in quotation marks, we probably don't have the Albert Einstein that we know of. He was great with what he was able to do, and it wasn't until he had the right people who helped get some of those obstacles out of his way that he was able to live in who he was created to be. And that is the role of a coach.
Yeah.
I see.
So as far as how intense is it, Elsa? Well, how much? I mean, that depends on how you approach it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have coaches in our program that they earn six figures. This is how they provide for their family, and they work their butts off running their own business. That's very intense. And we have coaches that coach 5 hours a month, and they've got 5 clients, and they're making $1,000 a month on the side because that's all they really want to do. So I put that back on you and ask, how much are you wanting to earn as a coach?
I see. Well, at this moment, when I signed up, I did indicate that I would love to do it part-time to begin with, because I don't think I want to go back to full-time. But, and I don't have a set amount of money that I want to earn, but mostly it's just to continue, just learning and growing. Right, exactly. Because, all of a sudden when you're truncated like that, when you're so productive every day and you have something to do, and then all of a sudden it's taken away, then you don't want your mind to go to squash, it just.
You didn't mentally prepare and grieve the retirement. There's grieving that happens, right? And it was just kind of forced upon you. And then you're sitting here going, wait, what am I supposed to do? I heard a speaker one time. He said, I retired once. It was the worst weekend of my life. And we're created to produce and contribute and serve, And so I'm hearing that part of it, but I'm going to make this up. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's say you decide to coach 10 hours a week. Mm-hmm. Okay. That means you're taking on, depending on how you structure it, you're coaching 10 to 20 people a month.
Okay.
So but the cool thing is you get to decide how intense you want it to be. You might get to 10 clients and go, this is perfect. My life is awesome. I want to stay here. Or you might get to 10 and go, this is not enough. I want more. And then you go build more. But you get to decide that. Nobody's going to decide that for you. Okay?
I see. That makes sense. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of that.
Yes, ma'am. And as far as how difficult is it? Well, I'm going to say it's not easy. Because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worthwhile.
Correct.
So is it challenging? Yes. It's not challenging like calculus is challenging, or physics or something like that. It's challenging like doing a budget is challenging.
Okay.
Because you got to get Elsa to behave the way that you're supposed to behave in order to get the result that you want.
I see.
It's human behavior difficult. It's not intellectually difficult. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah, that helps. Yes.
And you know that because I'm here. So.
Okay.
But yeah, it's you gotta be disciplined.
Correct. Okay. Thank you so much, both of you.
Thank you, Elsa, for being here. Appreciate you.
A couple of people have asked about the potential for follow-up or if there's anything required. Listen, y'all, there is nothing required beyond this, like that 845 that is all-inclusive. Now, we do have an optional graduate program for those that choose to pursue it. And it's completely optional. And it's if you want ongoing next-level training, development, support, tools, And that's actually where we send leads. So a number of you have asked, is it possible to get leads from Ramsey Solutions? Yes, only as a Ramsey Preferred Coach. And to become a Ramsey Preferred Coach, you must first be a graduate of Financial Coach Master Training. So no one gets to that Preferred Coach status without having completed the training first. But that is 100% optional. And so we're not going to force it on you. It's not like you can't coach without this. This is not a batteries not included situation. Right? We just got out of Christmas, so there you go. Right? You don't have to go buy the battery separately. You can absolutely go to get started, but if you want to take it up a notch, we do have that available when you graduate.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Tim, I see some questions coming through. We won't be able to get to everybody. Oh, we're already 22 minutes over. All right.
We have too much fun with these.
I know. We just keep going. Okay. Couple miscellaneous questions. We will send the link to this stuff through your email. This recording is coming out. Haiti says, is it necessary to complete FPU to become a coach? You get a year of Ramsey Plus as a part of this training. So you actually get Financial Peace University included with that. So, so if you want to do it first, you can totally do that. So, all right, here's what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to put this in the chat again. We've had a bunch more of you guys. I don't know how many of you signed up yet. Andrew. Oh, Michelle just signed up. Andrew, Jacqueline, Denise, Tony Lynn, Michelle, Annette, and then Amy and Tyler and Martin, Michael and Sean. So a lot of you guys signed up. We're very excited to have you. I'll tell you what. Here's what's going to happen. Oh, Leah just signed up as well. I'm going to have Brad and Dale reach out to you guys to make sure that you have an opportunity to get some questions asked. If you weren't able to get on and talk to one of us, or maybe we missed your, there's a lot of questions we weren't able to get to today. And so to make sure that you have an opportunity to talk to somebody before you make a decision, we want you to have that. And so Brad and Dale are going to email you guys, and they're going to call you if we have your phone number. So just look out for a 615 call from them. And we're good to go. So we appreciate you guys being here.
Nancy asked, what happens if we those first 30 go? What happens then?
Then they go. So yeah, we do limit
not a fast.
Listen, there's no gun to your head, right? Like, yeah, we got a lot of people jumping in, but get with our team. If you have questions first, make a prudent decision. Don't make a decision based out of a fear that I'm going to lose a spot. Make a decision based on, if I've got questions, this is the right thing for me to do, and I know that it is. And if it's not, talk to us first. It's okay. We'll still be here. But all right, Brad and Dale are going to reach out. We really appreciate you guys being here. And Andrew says, I will discuss this with my wife. Please,
smartest thing you can possibly do. Absolute smartest thing.
Okay, please talk to your spouse, Andrew, before you make a decision. There's something in coaching called couch time. We don't want you to get couch time, okay? That means you're sleeping on the couch. We don't want that, all right? So have that conversation first. God bless you guys, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the training. Take care. I'm going to put the chat in one more time, and then I'm going to leave this up for like a minute so that you guys can grab that link just one more time, okay? God bless you guys. Thanks.
Recording